What the heck are you guys doing? So anyway, seeing that Big Black is all warmed up now, we actually have to go out, or I'm actually going to go out. We don't have to, but I'm going to go out and get some two-stroke mix oil, and I just kind of want to see what's available from Pilgrim Power Sports. That way we can get into that Barca from Exceed, and then fire up that engine and do the actual break-in process, I guess you want to say, the right way. So let's rip. So yeah, I did do a little bit of garbage snowing. Not enough to plow, so we're not going to make any money on that today. But we got to take a quick run over to Power Sports. Look at that plow, just sitting there all lonely. But anyways, we're going to take a quick run over to Power Sports, see what they've got for mix oil. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. Holy crap. All right. See, this is the kind of snow that's absolutely useless to me. Can't get any plowing done with, you know, junk storms like that. It's just, I don't know, I think we got like 1.5 inches or something like that, so it's not even worth wasting my time throwing the plow on. Everything's gonna melt soon anyway, but anyways, yeah, that's up. Let's just, like I said, we're just heading over to Power Sports to get that mix oil. All right, so we got some stuff in there. What I can't tell you, man, it is so dangerous walking into a place like that. I mean, obviously they've got some of the inventory that they move outside, but it's just like, man, you walk into a place like that and you just want to like sign a contract and pick something up. Now, I don't know, is it just me, or why does it feel like, I mean, we're running, I think we're at 36 degrees right now, right? But why does it feel like, I don't know, during the winter time, that when you get to 36 degrees out, you like think it's springtime in your head, and you like want to get outside and just be in the sun and have some fun. But during the summertime, man, if it was this temperature, it would feel like we were freezing. I don't know, is it just me? I think maybe it is. Everything's looking nice. Big Black's really happy. Ever since I did that oil cooler change, everything has been absolutely mint. That's what I like seeing too. Charging 14.2 volts. That's why I actually put that in there. While this says a fluctuation, I like that one because it seems to give more of, I guess, an average. Could be a high average, but whatever. It says it's 36 degrees out. Water and fuel, come on. So now actually that we're back, maybe we'll take the cord and we'll actually plug it into Big Black. Kind of, I guess, you know, where it belongs, because I forgot to plug it in last night. But that's what happens on RC Guy Garage. Get a little bit of forgetfulness. Must be all the fumes I've been breathing lately. Now that we went to Pilgrim Power Sports, what did we end up getting? So I did end up getting another mixed ratio cup, because the one that I had from years ago, it just, I guess the plastic itself just disintegrates. It only lasts just so long, and this is actually what I need. So I am a fan of kind of like mixing my own ratios anyway. So we got a mix cup, and then we did go ahead and we got this right here. It's a Spectro Platinum SX2. And then we got something else. For those of you that know me, I'm not sure exactly why, but I have always loved Fox. And I saw this right here, and I had to get it. This is going, I guess you want to say, Fox back in the day. We're talking 1974 graphics that we got here. The coloring, everything about this just kind of screamed RC Guy Garage / What's Up Guy Garage. So, What's Up Guy Garage, that's still me. I am going to be using a 93% octane, which one of the things I thought about doing is, after that fact, what I'll probably do is grab some octane boost to add to the 93 to kind of like bump up the numbers. We'll see. We'll see what's actually going to work. Like I said, I haven't ran a gas RC like this in, like we said, like what I estimated as like 25 years or something like that. I think that's like the consensus. I think it's been like 25 years or somewhere around there. Maybe 30. Guy, you know what? It's probably actually 30 years. I gotta sit down and do the math. But anyways, whatever it was when I was like 18, 19 was when I ran my Jackrabbit back then. So we're gonna actually mix up some fuel now. I'm stuttering with my mouth here. We're gonna mix up some fuel now and start the break-in process of that Barca from Exceed. So in this episode of RC Guy Garage, we're going to watch Hybrid 32 494 run 50 miles per hour into a wall while cooking an omelet and bacon on his Nitro RC vehicle. Let's rip into it. How'd you like that for clickbait? So we got the wires all wrapped up. We got the battery installed. Obviously the power switch is on. Just going to actually adjust the throttle rate just a touch, just so it doesn't put too much pressure on the way that butterfly is opening and closing right now. So I'm just going to adjust that out just a touch. What I'll do is I'll set you up so you can actually see what I'm talking about, where as set just goes way too far right now. So pulling the trigger. I'm already at full trigger right now, right? I'm already at, like, I don't even know how much trigger pressure, but see how there's like too much more to go? I mean, look at the rod. It's bending. So, so now what I'm going to do is watch this. I got the trigger pulled to where it's full right now, right? Now I'm going to take that trim. I'm just going to back it off. Look at that. And I'm just going to show you, back it off. I'm going to pull more trigger. Back it off. Now you don't hear the servo anymore. Or maybe you do it just a touch. So that's just setting that throttle rate or whatever you want to call it. So, but watch now, see? Now we don't really have any bend in that rod. Or if it is, just very minimal. And then brake is fine. Now I'll just check the steering. That kind of seems where it needs to be. Whoa. So right there, we'll adjust that out. I'm happy with that. So now what we can do is we can actually get our fuel. We're going to mix up some fuel in a can. And then what we're going to do is I'm actually going to do I'm going to do a 24 to 1. I know this says 25 to 1, but I'm going to do a 24 to 1 right now. Just to kind of give it a little extra lubrication. But before we do that, I'm actually going to take some oil. I'm going to pop that plug right there, which you got to pull off this cap right here to access the plug. I'm going to pop the plug, and I'm going to actually put a few drops of my special oil that I've got. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So to take that little top cover off, it is a 2.5. We got 2 bolts on this side. I call them bolts when they're, I guess, of this size. And we're going to leave this cover off for now because there's a little bit of a process that we're going to go through doing this. We're not going to heat up this motor or anything like that. Just going to take it out as it is. But we do want to be able to have access actually to this plug. So right now we're just going to pop that off. We'll use their provided tool. Just pop this plug out real quick. Now, one of the things I want to know is if they did pre-fire this engine. I do smell something on there. I'm not sure if it's gas that I'm smelling, but it is something that's in there. So I don't know if they did fire this motor up or not. But what we're going to do is we're just going to take some oil. Just going to squirt a bunch of drops inside of there like that. I'm going to take the ripcord. I'm just going to place a little paper towel over there like that. I'm just going to rip it a couple of times, nice and slow. Let's make sure that we actually have lubrication. I think we're good now. I'll go ahead and take that plug, reinstall it. I should check and see if we've got spark. How about that? Might be a good idea. Oh yeah, we got spark. Felt that. Give it a crank. So now that we're all set with that, like I said, we're just going to mix up some fuel and give this thing its first start. Ah, come on. Over here. I'm just gonna let it idle for like 15 minutes right now. Let the thing get warmed up. It is like, I don't know, like 20 plus degrees out. Maybe it's like in the low 30s, but we got it idling. Oh, what the heck is going on with this camera situation? So I'm doing a Facebook Live and the battery dies on the phone, so I had to end it real quick. And then I went to go check on this thing, and this thing was dead. So I think I had the frame rate too high or whatever, but we're at a nice idle. We're coming up on 10 minutes right now. So we're gonna give it another 5-6 minutes and then we'll shut it down, let it cool off. Obviously one of the things that I'll do is basically to make sure that the piston was at the bottom of its stroke. That's pretty easy just by pulling the plug and then just kind of just giving a visual, or you can do it by, you know, kind of the pressure of the stroke itself. On this thing. I don't even know if you can hear me, but it sounded mixed. What are you doing? That's you. Have fun? You like that? Is that nice? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. She's not afraid. That's what I love about her. Look at her. She's like, what's that thing blowing smoke in my face? What are you doing? What are you doing? Listen. So anyway, told you I was going to break this in, so we're breaking it in. We're finishing up that first heat cycle, and we're going to let it cool down, which being outside in 30-degree weather should cool down pretty damn fast. Sounded nice though. Good amount of smoke coming out of there. Sounded good. I feel it for vibration. Yeah. Check out the stock now. Check out how much it vibrates. That's not fuzzy, that's just vibration. I got it on that rag so it doesn't move. Here's just some exhaust notes. doing?
What's Stevie? What's you doing? What you doing, Stevie?
You know, huh? Hey, good girl. Just another couple minutes, 2 more minutes, and we'll shut it down. Started up pretty damn fast. Oh, yeah, I think it did. That thing's sweet. I'm gonna pause the video for like a minute. Alright, we're pretty much there. You can see that. We're going to shut it down. Oh, that was easy. Cool. Now, I'm going to pop the plug. Caution hot. Yeah, no kidding. Now all I'm doing right now is, looks like it's actually down pretty much all the way to the end anyway. So I'm just going to I'm going to end this using the flash to see where the actual piston is, which right there, it's at its bottom of the stroke right now, and it's not called bottom dead center. It's just literally just the bottom of its stroke. So we're just going to let it cool down. Give it like, I don't know, like 10 minutes or something like that. Maybe give it another 15 minutes just to cool down. And then, what are you doing? Eating the dirty snow? Huh? Where's Colby? I'm going to put oil actually in the cylinder right now. So hold tight. I'm just going to pause the video right here. So, and this is just the way that I'm doing it. Just because I feel comfortable with it. I'm going to put a couple drops of oil in there. Let it kind of marinate in there while everything's nice and hot. Yeah. Back down to the bottom of the stroke right there. We'll just leave it like that. Let that oil marinate in there, and then we'll fire it up again. This thing's gonna be awesome. I'm pumped. Get the temp gun out, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna temp gun this, just to give you an idea of what we're looking at temperature. So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at, what is that, 29.6 degrees out. And we're going to temp the motor right now. We're going to temp it right at the head. So I think that's cooled down enough. We've got it basically cooled down to 45 degrees. So I'm just going to give it another crank and let the thing warm up again. So I'm just going to prime it just because, in my experience, this is what I do. I am not going to choke it, but I am going to just kind of slow pull it. I can't remember whether if I showed you or not, but I did throw some more oil actually inside the cylinder itself. That's just what I'm doing. That's my way of that's my way of how I want to break this thing in. So all right. So I mean, you saw that it fired right up. So, Guy, you have no idea how pumped I am. This thing is going to be awesome. I am going to have such a blast with this thing. Oh, I've got some plans, man. I'm telling you. Watch this channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, man. I'm telling you. You don't want to miss some of the things I'm going to do because it's literally like, dude, like my face. My face. Smile. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Literally. Gotta have fun, man. So we're gonna let this go another 15 minutes. Right now we're looking at 2:33, so let's say we started it like a minute ago. So 2:32, so we'll give it another 15 minutes, let it get up to its full operating temperature. I'm gonna gun it right now just to see what the temp is. So we'll gun it right at the head. What I'm doing is I'm going in between the cooling fins, because this thing is definitely really cooling. We're looking at 88, that's nothing. Boy, doing it. Man, temperature's nothing on this thing. You know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna go live. All right, so we're back out. It's been quite a while. Actually got stuck inside the house for a little bit, feeding dogs and doing all that stuff. So we've actually had this thing out in the 36-degree temperature, which I don't know what the temperature is, but you can see it's spitting snow right now. So that kind of says it might be even colder. So anyways, it is definitely bone cold right now. We're going to give it a rip. But it's not like we're not going to do a full bore rip. I'm probably going to do just like quarter to a third throttle passes just to give it that, I don't know, higher RPM break-in, which I think it's something that's needed. And to be quite honest with you, I never did review those videos like I said I was gonna. Kind of like inside my head. Just everything kind of came back as soon as I fired this thing up, and I kind of had my own break-in procedure that I kind of want to do on this thing, and right now we're doing a slightly higher than a 24-to-1. It's probably like a... It's weird to explain it to you. So I did use a synthetic oil for a break-in, which in my opinion, not supposed to do. So what I did do is I added an ethanol treatment oil to that, which kind of richened up the oil just a little bit more, and that's how I'm going to run it until basically that tank of fuel right there is expended. Once that's expended, I'm going to do the 93 and probably go like a... maybe like a 26-to-1 ratio is what I may run this at. We'll see how it likes it. It's just, you know, what's cool about having, you know, the equipment that I have is that if it's fuel that, you know, I don't like, or I don't feel that the RC is reacting well to it, all I got to do is just change it out, because it's not gonna go to waste, because I've got tons of just saws and trimmers and my blower and my brick saw and all that stuff that will literally make use of all that fuel. And to see like how I abuse my equipment, man, here you go. This thing pretty much stays outside forever. I mean, it is so bad that this back portion, the whole handle and everything has broken off of it. You know, as long as this case doesn't go, then I'm good to go. That's how I treat my stuff. And it works for me. So we're going to give this thing a fire up right now. And like I said, we're just going to go out to the street. And we're going to just do some slow speed passes just to see how the thing, you know, runs. And yeah, I mean, if you don't want to watch this video, just shut it off now, because literally all it's going to be is me just kind of like going nice and slow up on the road, just not ripping it, just kind of giving it that quarter to a third throttle, just kind of like breaking in that motor. So let's fire this thing right back up. So I think I can actually do this like on camera. So we'll switch the remote on, switch this on. We got that right there. I'll give it a couple of primes, like how I do. Couple primes. And then I didn't end up putting this brace back on here yet, because I'm not done with the break-in, so it should fire right up. So definitely rich. That's all right. So I definitely see there's some adjustments that I have to do out of the box. Obviously, it just stalled right there, so we got to figure out what that issue right there is. Could be maybe too low of idle. The other thing too is I got to set the camber. Actually, I'm not liking the camber that's actually the way it's set right now. So I'm gonna end up checking that out. You can see on this side of the wheel, that wheel actually looks more straight, where that one's actually tipped up a little bit. So let's go take this thing inside right now and give it that little adjustment that it might need. Now, right away, so we got the Barca inside, and literally, I know this probably doesn't mean anything to anybody else, but I just found something out about this vehicle that I already like right off. So what did I say when I was outside? Obviously, other than adjusting the carb, because obviously it died. Coming in, I got to adjust the carburetor a little bit. But I said that I needed to adjust the camber link, right? So the upper camber link. Well, I grabbed a 7 and an 8 millimeter because that's what it looks like, but they don't fit. Reason why they don't fit is because it's a 5/16. Now, obviously, I don't know if anybody knows what these kind of wrenches are right here, but yeah. So in my book, right there, 100% for me, just because of who I am, a 5/16 wrench to adjust that upper camber link, right there. That's a good start. Obviously, and this thing starting up, that's another good start. But having that upper camber link being a 5/16 standard measurement, yeah, nice. So this thing is going to be like a Mustang. It's going to be a combination of standard and metric. It's a thumbs up in my book right there. Always hitting these things. works for me. I do want to get this thing up into more of a high RPM range, which we'll do some more adjustments on the carburetor. Maybe we'll do something to the intake. Well, you know, the air cleaner or whatever. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a carb. Maybe we'll do something with the exhaust. But the whole point is, where am I? I am out here ripping my 1/5 scale 4x4 RC from Exceed called the Barca. It doesn't rip like, obviously, what I'm used to, but God, this is the first day. And it's ripping pretty good for its first day. It's getting broken in, and that's all that matters, right? So, anyways, if you like episodes like this from RC Guy Garage, stay tuned because we've got a ton of content coming up. We're talking 5th scales, we're talking 8 scales, 110 scales, we're talking all the scales. So, just keep ripping it because, Dan, I'm telling you right now, just keep ripping it because you've only got one life to live. You might as well enjoy it while you've got it. So, just get into ripping it. Hey, Mets, I've got my own chainsaw now. All right, so there will be no taking that thing and slamming it onto the bench like I usually do. But so far, for its first rip, I'm pleased. You know, granted, I am used to those higher RPM ranges, but we'll figure that out. We'll get this thing breathing. I think just need a little bit more on the line of, I guess, breaking this thing in a little bit. You saw me ripping it. It does obviously sound like a massive chainsaw, just ripping it through the streets. We'll figure this all out. I'm just psyched, man. So one of the things, obviously, that you should know. So obviously, if you're driving something that's carbureted like this, and you're dripping it through like icy snow like I was. So one of the things that you're going to see is now that it's already kind of like melting and everything, but you start to get snow like packed everywhere. And when you start to get snow packed into kind of like sensitive areas like there and kind of on, move it around. You see it's pissing everywhere. But when you get it, you know, snow like jammed into like certain areas that are sensitive, you're going to start getting like a little bit of binding. So what we did is we actually did get a slight amount of just I guess you want to say almost like frozenness happening on the throttle. So, I mean, look at all the snow that's literally packed inside of this RC right now. We got snow packed in there. We got snow packed in there. So what we're going to do right now is I'm actually going to take that thing. I'm going to put it in the garage and let it kind of like drain out. And I'll probably like spray a little douse of WD-40 on the gears just to kind of keep them, you know, keep the rust away. So anyways, if you like content like this coming from RC Guy Garage, like I was saying before, when I was outside, we got a ton of content coming to the channel. Got a ton of just like ideas for 2020. I'm having a blast. Hopefully you're having a blast as well. If you're along for the ride, like I said before, I'm all in. I'm pumped. I'm psyched. I'm like right back to where I was when I was in my, I guess you want to say late teens to early 20s, to where RC, it gets you pumped, man. I got into the car scene for a while, obviously, because, you know, you grow up and you kind of like, you know, whatever. But I guess now at the age that I'm at, I'm having, you know, back, I guess, to that different kind of fun. And like I was saying, if you like the content that you're seeing, just by all means, sub to the channel. Throw me a thumbs up. Share the video if you want. Yeah, that's it. So anyways, thanks for watching this episode from RC Guy Garage. I'm out. Now it can just sit right there and melt.